Hey guys, today we are going to work on distributing a negative number. A negative sign indicates the opposite of the number. List the opposite of each of the terms below. The opposite of 8 is negative 8. Negative 5 is positive 5. X is negative x. The opposite of negative 3x is going to be positive 3x, negative 1, and positive 9x. Take a moment and write that in your notebook. Make sure you include this as well. All right, distributing a negative number. When distributing a negative number, you are multiplying each term within the parentheses by that negative number. This results in finding the opposite of each term within the parentheses. So, excuse me. All right, so here we have distributed our negative 3. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 4x is negative 12x. So this will be your simplified version. Practice distributing negative numbers. So here we're going to do some problems. Now what we really want to pay attention to is our signs. We're using multiplication, so negative 2 times g is negative 2g. Negative 2 times positive 5 is going to be minus 10. Make sure you're putting these in your notes. Negative 2 times negative g is going to give us a positive. So 2g minus 10. Now, one mistake I see a lot is forgetting to do the negative 2 times the 5. Make sure you are distributing the negative 2 to both terms inside the parentheses. Negative 2 times g is negative 2g. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. Negative 2 times negative 2g is positive 2g. Negative 2 times negative 5 is plus 10. Again, we are using multiplication to distribute, and we're paying close attention to our signs. You don't have to put a plus outside. I almost did. If we had it there, that would be fine. Not a big deal. Make sure each one of these examples goes in your notebook. Now we're going to do two different things. We're going to distribute our negative term, and then we are going to combine like terms. So we're going to distribute negative 5. Now here, I do not see any like terms, so we can move on. This is our simplified version. When you're looking at this, if you see like terms, you would need to combine this. But here, we do not have like terms. These are not like terms, so I do not need to combine them. Again, not like terms, so that is simplified. So far, I have not seen any that we've needed to combine like terms on. So it's just more practice distributing a negative. When I check your work, I'm going to be looking very closely to make sure your signs were done correctly. Okay. Make sure this goes in your notes. It says use your knowledge of simplifying expressions to complete the problems below. Write an expression for the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, one thing we know is that this side will also be 3x minus 2, and this side will be x plus 6. So when you draw this diagram in your notes, please label all the sides. Now for perimeter, we want to add up all of the sides together. So we have 2 that look like 3x minus 2 and 2 with the length of x plus 6. So we can have 2 times x plus 6. The 2 out front is to represent that we have 2 sides. Perimeter equals. And we're going to add our other sides. Okay, so to start this, I'm going to distribute my 2. 2x plus 12. I'm going to do the same thing with the next expression, plus 6x minus 4. Now, if you'll notice, we still have some like terms we need to combine. The 2x and the 6x, and the 12 and the negative 4. So I'm going to have 8x plus 8 as my final perimeter. Please put all of that in your notes. Number 16 says determine the distance between points A and B if A to C is 10x minus 5. So they said A to C is 10x minus 5. If we know the entire length, we can take away the B to C and we'll be left with AB. So 10x minus 5 is our entire length of the line minus 2x plus 7. Excuse me. Now, notice I put this in parentheses because we want to subtract this from the entire length. Before I start, I need to distribute this negative sign. Now, I can put a 1 here because what you're doing is you're multiplying by negative 1. So I'm going to be left with 10x minus 5 minus 2x minus 7. I have like terms. In order to be completely simplified, we have to combine our like terms. So 8x minus 12 is our final length. Okay. The expression below represents the area of a rectangle. What are the possible side lengths of the rectangle? Okay, in our last lesson, we talked about factoring. So if I'm looking at 12x plus 6, one common factor I find could be 6. If I divide both of these by 6, both terms by 6, I would be left with 2x plus 1. So one example could be 6 times 2x plus 1. Okay, I could also divide both of these by 2. If I do that, I'm left with 2 times 6x plus 3. So that would be another expression. All right, and one more. I could also divide them both by 3. It'll be just a minute, son. And these would be 3 examples of problems that when you have distributed the term out front, you would end up with 12x plus 6. All right, last one. The expression below represents the area of a rectangle. What are the possible side lengths of the rectangle? I'm just going to do one for you right now. No, let's do 2. I'm going to start by dividing by 8, and let's see what happens. If I take out a common factor of 8, then 8 times negative x minus 3 would be our expression. So 8 times negative x minus 3. In contrast to that, if I factor out a negative 8, I'm left with positive x plus 3. Now to check ourselves, negative 8x minus 24. So yes, that works. We will talk about this in a little more detail later. Again, please make sure each one of these are in your notes. When you go back to Canvas, you're going to do distributing a negative number on Kami. Okay? If you have any questions,